Hey guys, this is Starcraft, and I'm back to bring you Game 8 between Team Empire and Team Evil Genius. Aristeo and cubert, that is Team Empire. Aristeo is the red Zerg, his partner cubert the blue Terran, and their opponents EGAxSlav, the teal Protoss, and EGStrifeCro, who will be the purple Zerg. Aristeo and cubert are on a 5-game winning streak right now, so Team Evil Genius has got to be pissed at this point and just kicking themselves and being like, what happened? We won the first 2 games against this team and we have been unable to win anything since then. So what are they going to be able to do in this game to try and turn the tides? We will see. This match will take place on Twilight Fortress, a very large map with lots and lots of expansions and a very easy to defend main area here with a single ramp defending a single ramp that is the choke point for your natural expansion and your main, which are right practically in the same base. So if there ever was a map that was made for a long-term macro game, that would be this map. And Aristeo and cubert, they are good at rushing, and they are damn good at long-term games and macroing up as well. As Aristeo normally will go for a fast expansion on this map, and that's exactly what he is going to be doing. It looks like a 14 hatchery went down there at 14 and should be seeing a spawning pool here shortly, as he's now going to start chasing this probe around, it looks like, with his drone. Something that I usually do is start chasing the probe, because I hate to, like, if that probe ends up putting down like a proxy pylon or something, and like that really will drive you absolutely crazy, and drives me absolutely crazy. Excuse me there, I think I'm getting a little bit I don't know what's wrong with me, you know. I'm all over the place here. I'm like tired, and my nose is now dripping apparently. I don't really understand why that happened all of a sudden. But you know what? While we're having a break here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause it, blow my nose, and then resume it, and you guys won't even have to hear or notice that anything like that ever happened. So hang on one second. Alright then, so if that went according to plan, nobody heard me blow my nose, and now I am feeling much better. And so I did want to mention, as we're looking at right now, EGStrifeCro is throwing down a hatchery of his own very early. Actually, okay, no, he's just slightly behind. Actually, they probably were both 14 hatch. So a very strong play on this map, given the huge distance between both bases and the fact that you can share defenses very easily up here. There goes cubert's standard bunker play. At the front, he's got his 2 Marines ready to jump inside there as soon as that is finished. And it looks like he's going to be going for bio this time. Planning to take a long-term strategy. Actually went for 1 Rack's command center and then getting another barracks. So cubert going with the fast. Everybody's getting their fast expo. EGAxSlav is going to be the last one. As he is the furthest behind on his expansion. But we'll see what he ends up doing. As we see a sentry coming out here, and are we gonna see? Okay, where's the tech building right now? No, just another pylon going down here. So we're expecting to see some more gateways or a robo facility or a Stargate possibly coming out very soon. There is another gateway. The scan going off from cubert, and wow, that was a really early scan. I'm wondering. Normally you would wait, I think, a couple of more minutes until that scan goes off, but it looks like EGAxSlav wins really in that, because the scan went off before he really revealed what he was going to do. He only had 1 gateway at the front and then this gateway when the scan went off. But probably that will tip them off that they are expanding, that both bottom teams are expanding. I see this this ping going down there. I'm wondering, is that because he wants him to move the overloader? I don't really know what that's all about. Your guess is as good as mine. I do not speak Russian or whatever it is that these guys are speaking. The factory is coming down for cubert. He's getting that double barracks with reactors and his 1 barracks with a tech lab. Interesting. So it's like cubert likes to go a little bit more marine heavy, and that's probably something that I should take notes on, because when I go bio, I'll tend to be maybe a little bit marauder heavy. And a lot of times in long-term games that does come back to bite me, because I can get overwhelmed by air units. It's pretty easy to get overwhelmed by air units when you have too many marauders. And Marines can just plain old, they can do more damage with the same amount of, well, they can do more damage to different types of units, obviously, but you can fit more Marines into a smaller area, and then with that stim going off, that damage from those Marines really adds up. And plus Marauder's pretty expensive at 100 minerals, 25 gas, and cubert banking quite a lot of minerals and gas right now. I'm wondering what he's going to do with that. He's getting an engineering bay. I'm expecting to see a starport or something coming down here soon. There is the starport. So more Marines, more Marauders, the starport coming out. Aristeo has, well, both teams pretty much have their half of the map covered right now. Aristeo has got scouting Zerglings at all these watchtowers here to make sure that he can see any kind of expansions that come down or drop play or anything like that. And it looks like EGStrifeCro and Aristeo are going to be playing a little bit of tag in the middle of the map as both teams continue to macro and macro and macro. And we see a Twilight Council coming down for EGAxSlav, a couple of photon cannons going down in his mineral lines. Perhaps worried about some Mutalisk, but it doesn't look like Aristeo is going for Mutalisk at all, which is different for him. Usually he does go for Mutalisk, and he's actually getting the pathogen gland, so that tells me we are going to be seeing a bunch of infestors in the near future for Aristeo. So we're going to be seeing some roach infestor play out of him, and cubert will be going mostly bio. He is getting siege tech right now, but getting more Marines and Marauders. So EGStrifeCro, meanwhile, does have 7 Mutalisks now on the field and a lot of minerals banked. I'm wondering what is he going to do with that, as these Mutalisks are going to come out here and start to do some harassment. There is 1 missile turret in the mineral line placed nicely by cubert. One thing to notice about this missile turret placement is that when you put it right here like this, you can quickly get your SCVs around to repair it if you need to. When you put your missile turret down here, it's very easy to pick off, as cubert not even choosing to use a stim pack to ward those Mutalisks back. So another good decision there. Sometimes Mutalisks won't even be trying to do much economic damage. They'll just be trying to soften your units up by forcing you to use those stims. Aristeo is going to be trying to secure a 3rd out here in the middle, but going to be tough to do with these Mutalisks on the field. They're going to start shooting away at this. More Mutalisks are reinforcing for EGStrifeCro here. And could we get some fungal growths on the Mutalisks? There they go. Oh, it's some fungal growth on the Zerglings right now. Could be huge. Actually, those Zerglings are all going to die anyway. Wow. So, EGStrifeCro, oh man, losing all his Zerglings, all his Mutalisks, and now they're going to try and counterattack. EGAxSlav is like, oh man, you got to be kidding me. I have to try and defend the front right now, as this base will probably be cancelled. There's no way he's going to be able to defend that. Or are they going to just skip that? No, cubert is going to take down this base here. And Aristeo is going to wait a little bit. They're saying leave it. Aristeo is saying screw that base. Let's end this now. He's going to push in with roaches, siege tanks, Marines, and this is a ton of stuff. Will EGStrifeCro and EGAxSlav be able to hold this off, biding time so they can get as many units as possible? Force fields are going off on the front of this ramp, doing a pretty nice job of containing all these roaches in one spot, but the siege tanks down below are forcing the stalkers to pull all the way back here. This is going to be very difficult. EGStrifeCro does not look like has much at all to try and help his teammate out. Another good round of force fields here though, and these infestors forced to use fungal growths on the stalkers, but look at the surround from the roaches of Aristeo. Is actually going to fall back here. The blink finally finishes for EGAxSlav, and right now EGStrifeCro is in so much trouble, desperately trying to get Zerglings out to try and stem this tide, but how is he going to be able to defend this base? EGAxSlav needs to somehow take out this army right now. What is he going to be able to do? EGAxSlav is actually double expanding out here at the same time. So are we going to be seeing some kind of base race? It looks like I did miss something going on over here. What was it? Oh my god, I'm sorry you guys, but EGStrifeCro meanwhile has a bunch of Mutalisks in the main of cubert and Aristeo. So while this is all going on, the Mutalisks have been in the other base doing a ton of damage. And we are seeing what looks to be like a base race right now, as I think I went away there right as EGAxSlav tried to engage this army with his stalkers, so I am totally failing right now. I'm sorry you guys, but hey, it looks like a base race, and I would have to say the edge, I think, is to cubert and Aristeo. It looks like there's DTs. Aristeo sees the Dark Templars. The scan goes off. Dark Templars are going to get picked off. This tank is getting surrounded by EGStrifeCro. Has some Zergling reinforcements. Looks like may have come from way over here. Who knows? But EGStrifeCro somehow still has both of these bases and his extra hatchery intact, as cubert's continuing to press the issue here. And oh my god, I'm so tired, but I'm trying to do my best, you guys. EGAxSlav somehow has both of his bases still alive. More Dark Templars are coming out. The Dark Templars are going to split out. Dark Templar is tacking away at this siege tank, and that is going to do a ton of damage. But there is a an overseer, I think, in here. Is there? Somehow he was able to see that Dark Templar. I'm not exactly sure how. Maybe a scan did go down in the corner that I didn't see. Meanwhile, EGAxSlav has reestablished a couple of bases over here, but there's no mining going on at them. Yeah, looking for the scan there to finally kill that Dark Templar. EGStrifeCro is finally going to lose his base. If he can get these drones out, that could make a huge difference in this game, because his Mutalisk finally did go down in here, it looks like, but really did a